This week, Joey Badass gets some responses. Meg the Stallion gets another restraining order on Tory Lanez. And Kanye West is leaning heavy into AI. Let's talk about it.
The STEM Society.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. My name is Cole Jackson. This is episode 78, and it is live, man. Thank you guys for joining for another episode. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and send prayers to everyone out in LA. If anybody knows me, they know I lived in the West Coast for a little while, and I can't imagine going through what a lot of these people are going through out there in LA. My love to everyone out there who's going through it, man. It is bad. It is really, really bad. My prayers and thoughts go out to everybody who has something going on. In my description, I will have some websites you can go to if you want to help some people, if you want to take time out to help someone out there in LA. There's plenty of food banks. There's plenty of shelters that need help. I'm going to put those links in my description. And if you feel it in your heart to give something, man, do that, because people are losing like everything out there, man. So I just wanted to say, my prayers go out to everybody out there. I'm so, it hurts, man. A lot of my people are from the Bay Area, but, our cousins are always in LA. So I just wanted to say, man, I'm praying for y'all, and I hope everything goes well. It's far from over. The situation is just bad. And a lot of that has to do with government. A lot of that has to do with the presidency. A lot of that has to do with motherfuckers not really doing what they're supposed to do to look out for the people out there, man. So again, if you find it in your heart to give something, there'll be links in the bio. Do what feels right to you. Prayers to LA.
Music news.
All right, so it was a slow music week this week, man. Y'all niggas ain't doing nothing out here. But I did find some stories that actually kind of got to me, or kind of got into my skin. I'm going to, from here on out, before I get into everything, from here on out, I'm going to actually start doing my critiques on Wednesday's show, because I didn't have enough time to go over some of the releases that I was going through. So Wednesday, unless it's a very important release, Wednesday, I'm going to start doing that on the Wednesday show and giving my critiques then, because I found myself last year not really sitting with the music like I needed to for some of these albums, and doubling back and kind of rethinking some of my critiques. So this way I have a lot more time to be able to think about it. Again, unless it's a very important album. And if it's that important, I'm going to just start doing breakdowns. Just going to set the camera up and start doing breakdowns and just giving y'all reactions. So that's how we're doing it for 2025. But let's get into what happened this past weekend. Vaughn stepped up to the plate, and he answered back to Joey Badass with the Crash Out Heritage freestyle. First and foremost, great job. I was speaking on Vaughn all 2024. I was letting people know about the releases he was putting out. I was letting people know this nigga's next up. He's something serious. The first song he dropped last year with Pusha T. Just saying, he's been here. The discourse on social media has been ridiculous. You niggas hate everything, and that's terrible, because it's not who I want. Where's Kendrick at? Kendrick ain't got no smoke for Joey Badass. Stop with the bullshit. Stop it. First and foremost, let's go ahead and break it down from this angle. One, it is a proper response to Joey Badass's The Ruler's Back. Proper response. I love the fact that he took Kendrick's The Heart 6 beat. He could have easily used something like TV Off. He decided to just take it easy on him and say, let me just chill. Let me give you a mellow response, because I don't got time for that bullshit. He actually covered a lot of bases. Like, he came right back at Joey Badass in this response. He actually mentioned Tory Lanez, some stuff that went down with Tory Lanez when he was backing Drake, when him and a lot of people don't remember, Drake and Tory used to be enemies. Go look it up. There's a history behind that. And also going at the fact that niggas still don't respect the West Coast. Y'all still talk that shit. And I love it. He even went at Mal from the new Roy and Mal podcast. He said he would pack Mal up like a Temu box. He fired at everyone, and I loved every second of it. It was a proper diss. Now, it's been more than just Ray Vaughn's diss that came out. There was another rapper by the name of Prince and Jealous who dropped this freestyle called 61, which is a Joey Badass response. It was up on Twitter also. I'm going with Ray Vaughn's response because Ray Vaughn's response made the most noise. And instead of it being something that was just on Instagram or Twitter or whatever the case may be, TDE was like, fuck it, we'll just put it on our YouTube. A lot of these talking heads, especially the ones with the East Coast bias, you know the ones I'm talking about. Well, let's go with the Roy and Mal podcast. No disrespect, just kind of going off the commentary you guys gave it. I think they focus more on Mal getting dissed in the whole thing instead of actually thinking about the track. Let me just say this. People sit up here and talk all this shit about like, who is this guy? What is he supposed to be doing? Y'all are supposed to be the niggas that's tapped in. All of you people who are sitting here talking about y'all tapped into music, and when somebody actually who, again, he signed to TDE, he dropped several songs last year in 2024, responds to Joey Badass, oh, he ain't big enough. He's not big enough. He's not the one. Who's the one then? Y'all want some of the old school gentlemen to get into the conversation? Because once that happens, a lot of y'all are going to be like, man, that nigga too old to be going at Joey Badass. We keep forgetting, Joey Badass ain't even 30 yet. Joey Badass is not an elder statesman. He's been rapping since he was young. So, yeah, I think the Ray Vaughn diss makes a whole lot more sense. I'm not saying that, like, Ray Vaughn is like his peer, but those two are closer in proximity than somebody like Kendrick dissing him. And I'm not saying that Joey Badass is not nice. Joey's nice. He's nice. But you got some young lion like Ray Vaughn coming out here coming at him, giving him the bars. Yeah, that's another thing that really gets to me too. Why is it you guys keep complaining about there's no bars, there's no rapping in rap anymore? Nobody wants to rap. But when niggas start rapping, y'all turn the TV off and y'all look the other way and y'all get pissed off because it's not the same old. That makes no sense to me. It's time for us to start looking towards the future and looking at some of these newer artists and looking at trying to celebrate them and give them the credit they deserve when it comes to this kind of thing. Now, is Joey gonna respond? I don't know. The verse was so open. People are upset because a lot of West Coast artists are coming back at Joey Badass about what he said. He wrote the check. The check, when he signed that check was blank. Y'all really thought he was coming at Kendrick. He put the whole thing out there for the West Coast. He said it's too much West Coast dick licking because the West Coast was still winning out here. And now all of a sudden y'all are upset because the West Coast is firing back. Man, get out of here with that bullshit, bruh. Stop it with the bullshit. He opened the verse up for everybody. Now, everyone is on this kick of it's like Control. He just did another Control. No. I think Joey is a great rapper, but this is another Control verse. Slow your roll. Stop. Because when Kendrick made that proclamation on Control, New York wasn't winning at the time. I'm just letting you guys know the South was still doing their thing. Here's the problem that a lot of y'all don't like too. The West Coast sticks together. We stick together. There's been a history for a long time of New York not really loving the West Coast like y'all say y'all do. A lot of y'all motherfuckers don't get on the West Coast side until they winning, and that's the God honest truth. A lot of you niggas sit up here and talk all that bullshit about, yeah, man, the West Coast. Y'all niggas have always said the West Coast was country niggas. Oh, get these country niggas out of here. What the fuck is this nigga talking about when half of y'all niggas never even knew about what was going on in the West Coast? A lot of the shit that y'all heard from a lot of those West Coast records, y'all wasn't even understanding. Y'all don't get it. California has their own lingo. California has their own style, their own swag that a lot of y'all niggas stole. And it's a California thing. And y'all will never understand it. I don't like the fact that they're trying to discredit Ray Vaughn because he was the one to come out shooting at everybody. I don't like that because his name's not big enough or because he hasn't done enough albums. He signed to TDE, so clearly, he knows he's got some talent somewhere. They don't sign talentless people. So I don't like the discourse, man. The disrespect is like hilarious because half of y'all motherfuckers who are talking this shit aren't even tapped into what's going on. These are things that y'all ask for on a regular basis. And for y'all to dismiss Vaughn and what he's doing and him actually putting himself out there and don't put it in. And another thing that's really pissing me off too is he's only doing this to make a name. Stop it. Stop. I don't know if Joey Badass responds. I hope he does. I like the way we're starting this year off with some competitiveness, some situations where we're going back and forth. I said it. I think I said it last episode. When hip hop is regional, when hip hop is competitive, that's when niggas really start paying attention a whole lot more. And I hope that Joey Badass comes back because at the end of the day, Joey's nice. Joey's nice. He's nice. That boy can rap. Go listen to his catalog. I don't know if anybody from the East Coast is gonna have Joey's back. Looks like too many niggas are fighting with each other. I'm looking at you, Jim Jones, 50, and Cam. But I hope that we can get some more back and forth from these artists because it is nice. It's fun. It's great. Rapping is coming back to hip hop, and I love it. So, in some interesting news that I read this week, Meg the Stallion got a restraining order against Tory Lanez, who's already in jail for the situation that happened in California a few years ago. So she opened up in court on January the 9th, and she said she had fears about Tory Lanez. A couple of statements that was said during this testimony was, and I'm just going to read some of these quotes. I haven't been at peace since I've been shot, and I'm just tired of being harassed. She also testified, I feel like maybe he'll shoot me again, and maybe this time I won't make it. She went on to say, no matter how much somebody tells me I need to get past it or it's going to be okay, it just seems like I have to relive that day every day. The person who shot me won't let me forget it. I barely leave my house unless it's for work. So Meg has been saying that Tory has been paying blogs to harass her. She also said that it's been in some of his music here recently that he's released from prison. It's been a whole list of things that she has said has kept her from forgetting about that day. So hear me out. I know that Meg's the victim in this whole situation. And this might be coming from a point of view that might not be the best. But isn't this like enough? Isn't he paid enough? Like him going to prison, him sitting in jail, all of the things that's happened to him since this whole trial thing has went down. Isn't that enough? Like for me, I just feel like we're taking this it's been drawn out for too long. It's drawn out for too long, man. That man is paid. He is paying for what he did. And this restraining order, which I personally feel like is not fair, but that's my point of view, don't mean shit. But I don't think it's fair because he ain't the reason why the blogs are talking bad about you. Those people who run blogs, they don't like you. I'll say it because nobody else will. Those people who run those blogs, when you hear some of the commentary that they have, because a lot of them have podcasts, they just don't like Meg. And to put that on Tory, to me, feels like it's unfair. And it feels like they're piling on more on, shit. He is the biggest scapegoat I've ever seen. I'm sorry, and that might be harsh, but Tory is getting railroaded. That man is in prison. He is paying for what he said. He's in prison. I don't know if he's going to get out anytime soon. I don't think he has a legal team that can figure out a way for him to get out. And I understand that she's a victim, but them blogs and the way the blogs are talking about you, that ain't got nothing to do with Tory Lanez. They don't like you. I'm just saying, I'm calling a spade a spade. If you listen to some of these people's podcasts like Jason Lee, is it Ra Ali? I think Ra Ali owns one of those blogs. These blogs, one, the people who own them don't like you. Two, they're most definitely using you and your situation as clickbait to be able to make money off of your back. And I don't understand why you don't go at them, or why don't you sue them? Shit, Cardi B did it. Cardi B felt like the information that some of these blogs was putting out there was misinformation, and she sued Tasha K. I think you're suing Milagro. You're suing Milagro right now. They're saying he might not be able to make any more music. I know he made one song where I think he kind of mentioned the situation, and now they're saying like if this restraining order is going through, he ain't gonna be able to make music like that no more. And it's mighty funny at the same time when he was putting music out there, and I'm not saying what company it is, I'm just saying this is kind of weird. They took his recording equipment away from him. Like, this dude is really being silenced. I don't like the fact that he's becoming this scapegoat for a lot of things that are happening in people's career and in their lives. I don't understand it. Maybe it's not for me to understand. I think maybe it's a little bit different from another point of view. I'm not the victim, and I'm not victim shaming or anything like that. I'm just saying, could you just let the man do his time in peace? Just let him do his time. Let him release music if he wants to release music. Because if you listen to the majority of music that Tory Lanez has put out, it ain't got nothing to do with her. I think it was one song that may have mentioned the situation and him getting out because the situation might have been a lie. Outside of that, I just don't see it, bro. I really feel like that dog piling on Tory, and I feel like Tory Lanez just needs to be able to do his time in peace and not be able to go through this shit anymore. Again, that's my point of view. That doesn't necessarily mean it's right. I just see it a different way. So we'll see. But I really wish he would put more energy into those blogs who are actually making money off of her back and not some guy who's in behind bars. Finally, Kanye West dropped a weird black and white clip on Instagram. He's doing Vultures the movie. Now, I don't know if you guys seen this clip. It is weird as fuck. It's weird. All of these people are weird. He's got these descriptions saying thrilling, chilling, censormatic, vulgar. All of this stuff is on the trailer, and the shit just looks crazy as fuck. If you watch my 5 bold predictions for 2025, one of the things I mentioned was AI and hip hop and how I'm not feeling this, and this is leaning more into it. Kanye, the rumors is Bully is going to lean into AI. He is trying to take advantage of AI as much as possible. And that's something that I'm not fucking with. The trailer looks weird as fuck. All of this shit that he's got going on is just strange. I'm pretty much tired of the bullshit. Tired. I get tired every time Kanye says he's going to drop something and we get shit like this. I am fed the fuck up. I just want him to drop the music, bruh. I don't know what this is. Some people are saying there's some shots at Kim Kardashian. When you look at the 530 video, he did an AI version of the 530 video. That shit's weird as fuck. There's people are saying there's shots at Kim Kardashian. I personally feel like he's taking shots at Kim Kardashian in that video. This AI movement in hip hop is scary. If more artists are leaning into AI, the creativity may go down. Because everybody doesn't have the mind of Kanye, but people love to follow what Kanye does. I don't know where we're going with this. I think this shit is far out, but that's typical Kanye West fashion. And I think this nigga is losing his fucking mind. But I feel like that every time Kanye West drops something. I'm just ready for this shit to kind of like, I'm ready for us to get past this shit. Can we get back to the music for a second? I will be watching it because I'm a hypocrite. I talked all that shit and I'm a hypocrite. I will be watching it though. Kanye West will always get my attention. He's one of my all-time favorite artists ever. But I don't know how longer I can support Kanye and his quest to be one of the first people to incorporate AI and be successful in it when it comes to music. I just don't like that, man. I call me old school, call me the old man shaking his hand in the clouds, but that AI shit, bro, like, it's going to get out of hand real fast. And if we don't figure out how to use that shit to our advantage without making it completely what we rely on, we're going to be fucked up. We'll see what happens. I'm going to put a pin in this right now. until I can really figure out where the hell we going with this on this ride with Kanye. If you want to check out the trailer, I'll put the link in the description, and I think it'll still be up on the Instagram. All right, that's it. I'm done. Nothing else. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode, and thank you so much for supporting the 5 bowl predictions video that I put out earlier this week. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. I have 5 bowl predictions for 2025 in hip hop, and I can't wait for these things to come true because I feel like they are. But if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and go watch that. Support that video now. And it came out first on Patreon. If you're not a part of the Patreon, if you're not a socialite on Patreon, I don't know what you're doing. My Patreon is right here. If you want bonus content first, it always comes out on Patreon. So make sure you guys subscribe to that and subscribe to this channel. Grow it, man. We love having more socialites in the rotation. So with that being said, thank you guys. I'll catch you next episode. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.